I've taught adult learners of English who were obsessed with learning English grammar, with learning the rules of the language. And they were so obsessed with this that they ended up not talking, not saying much, because they were afraid of making mistakes. They were afraid of those rules. What if I'm not using the correct rule? What if I'm using the wrong verb? These kind of things. So when my sister-in-law bought me this mug, I don't know if you can see it, if you're watching on YouTube. This is a mug. It's got English grammar and punctuation rules all over it. They're printed all over it. You've got adverbs, the rules of compound words, abstract nouns. You've got the rules of punctuation, speech marks, how to use speech marks, sentence structure. Here are the 3 rules of sentence structure. Sentences must contain a complete idea. Number 2, sentences need a verb. Number 3, sentences must have a clear point. So it's a cool mug. I looked at this mug and 3 years ago I wrote a little, it's a kind of poem about this mug that I wrote to encourage those learners. And I remember I wrote this poem on Instagram when I had an Instagram account. Now I don't have it because I think Instagram is very toxic. But this is another story. I'm going to read the poem. I'm going to put it up on here on the video on the screen. So if you can see it on YouTube, if you're listening to the podcast, here it is. A mug is useless if you don't have a liquid to fill it with. The ultimate purpose of a mug is to contain a liquid so you can drink it. Grammar and punctuation rules are like mugs. They are useless if you don't have a story to tell, because the ultimate purpose of grammar and punctuation is to help you communicate and connect with others. So, fill your mug with a drink and tell your stories. Now, it's not Hemingway style here. It's not I'm not a poet, but my point there was to show that the rules, the grammar rules, the punctuation rules, that's not the point. They're not the point. The point is what you want to say. The point is what you want to express. Of course, you need grammar rules. You need to be able to use those rules to convey your message. Because if you don't have grammar is a tool to help you communicate, but it's not the point of communication. For writers, I think this applies very well to writers and to anyone who wants to express something through writing, through painting, through whatever form of art. The point is this: you may not be as skilled as you want to be right now. Maybe you're not the best storyteller, or the storyteller that you wish you were. Studying storytelling techniques, or studying the great writers, studying the best way to craft a sentence, that's very important. Like it is important for language learners to study the grammar. Okay, we can open a debate on this, but we're not going to have a debate on whether or not grammar is important for a language learner to study or not. To me, it is important, but it's not the point. The storytelling technique that you're going to study, it's not the point. The point is your story. The technique is a tool to help you tell your story. And I think we cannot afford to wait until we have the best technique, the best storytelling skills, or until we know how to write, how to structure a story. I think it's important to learn how to do it, but the point is that at some point you need to do it. You need to sit down and do the work. You need to, if you're a language learner, you need to speak the language, no matter how imperfect it is. This is like, how can you become a great basketball player if you never play basketball? I think Michael Jordan said this. He said something like, I missed 9,000 shots before I became great, something like this. I don't remember the exact quote. But there are plenty of people, plenty of examples out there about this. I am one of those in terms of English language learning, because I made tons of mistakes. I'm still making mistakes. Before I was able to speak like I'm speaking now, quite fluent, right? I'm quite fluent now. So the point for you as a writer, as a creative, is not to wait until you've done the 3 courses on how to tell a great story. Of course you can do that, but remember that learning the techniques, learning the theory, learning how to do it is different from doing it. Like, it's important, but it's more important to sit down and write. You might have all the techniques, you may know everything about storytelling, you may have read all the books about storytelling, but if you never tell a story, you may have all the mags in your cupboard there in my kitchen, in the other room. But why are you buying mugs if they're empty? Okay, you may say, I want to collect these mugs. But if you don't use them for the purpose that they were intended for, maybe you're not making the best use of your time. Do you have a story to tell? Do you have a story to tell? I bet you do. I bet you do have a story to tell. Do you have the best storytelling techniques in the world, or the storytelling skills, the writing voice, the writing style that do you think you're there yet? You're already there at that point where you have all these skills? Maybe not. Maybe not. But don't let that prevent you from starting. This is the main point of this video. Don't let I told you, I don't need to repeat it. I think it's clear after 10 minutes. What do you think? So that's it. I hope this is encouraging. I hope that you have a drink now, a drink to fill your mug and to tell your story. I'll see you next week. Bye-bye. Thanks for listening. Thank you for watching. If you're a writer and you want to improve your writing, or you want to keep improving your writing, consider joining my private email list, Better Writers. I send one short email every week. I share tips, insights, things that I learn, book recommendations to help you do one thing only: become a better writer. The link is in the show notes or in the description of this video. Thank you for listening once again. I'll see you in the next episode. Bye-bye.